Welcome to According to Sam, folks. This is episode 284. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. Hope you guys have had a good week. I have a really fun podcast to do today and a lot to share with you. But it's a fun podcast. I think it's going to be a very entertaining podcast because the Democrats, congressional Democrats, are in a complete crash out. And it is glorious to watch. They are just making fools of themselves. I showed you on the podcast on Monday how Adam Kinzinger was the one who put this fire under them and told them that they needed to go out and grandstand. And they started on Monday, and all week they were out fighting, not against Trump, and that's, they have seemed to fall into a trap that Trump has set for them. And it is absolutely glorious to watch. They've taken the bait. They are crashing out, making complete fools of themselves. Even CNN, they're laughing at them on CNN. Jon Stewart on The Daily Show is making fun of Chuck Schumer. They're in a complete crash out, and they are making fools of themselves. It's glorious to watch, especially after the DNC leadership forum last weekend when they selected their chairman of the party, and you had that clown show, and then so that's the leadership. They're running for leaders of the party. And then you have the congressional members from the Democrat. The entire party is just in disarray right now. And it is really, really crazy and entertaining, very entertaining to watch. And I'm going to share some of that stuff with you today. And I think it's going to be a very entertaining show. This is all centered around Elon Musk and Doge. And I told you that going after USAID, that's just the very first agency that they're going to audit and see where this waste, fraud, and abuse is coming from. And USAID only makes up 1% of the budget. They have a budget of $50 billion. It's nothing in the grand scheme, but it was beautiful for Trump, Doge to start with this agency because, again, like I was saying, it's foreign aid. Trump is able to demonstrate that these people care more about what's going on outside of the country than what's going on inside of the country. You even have, let's start with this clip. This is the Trump's press secretary. Listen to what she's saying in this clip.
And one more thing before I wrap up, because I do want to get to these meetings and I will see you all at the EO signing later this afternoon. I would just say that you brought to mind California and North Carolina, who continue to be on our hearts, and the president and this administration are committed to ensuring that these individuals get the funding that they need. And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this. But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything. And in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them.
Wow. This is what I told you in the last podcast. I was saying this in the last podcast, that they're out grandstanding, not for you, not for the people in the Carolinas and in the, in Appalachia that lost their homes, people in Palisades, they're not grandstanding for that. They're grandstanding for foreign aid. They're being exposed. And this is only one agency. This is only 1% of the budget. And so what's happening now is Donald Trump has basically shut down USAID, but he hasn't shut it down completely. As you see, it says USAID staff will cut to less than 300 employees is what they're doing. So it says right here, the entire global workforce of U.S. Agency for International Development will be reduced from to fewer than 300 employees, down from 1,400. They had 1,400 employees, and Trump is reducing. He's putting the agency under the State Department, under Marco Rubio there at the State Department, and they're cutting from 1,400 employees down to 300 employees. And they're not shutting this down. This is a misconception, and that the Democrats, as they are grandstanding and doing these performative, they are making fools of themselves, doing these performative, grandstanding gestures and all the stuff that I'm getting ready to show you for foreign aid. They are saying that Trump is shutting down this agency, and people in need around the world are going to be suffering. That's not true. The agency is not shutting down. They're downsizing from 1,400 employees to 300 employees. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio has already stated that they are they're granting waivers to important programs, and they've already been granting waivers. So all these important programs that the Democrats are using as their grandstanding, those programs, if they're important programs and people need medicine, they need to be fed, then the State Department's writing waivers for those. They're going through with the fine-tooth comb to find out where this waste, fraud, and abuse is coming from. And it's all being run by Doge and by Elon Musk. And Elon Musk what you're witnessing, people, is so beautiful. Elon Musk is taking all of the arrows, not Trump, not JD Vance. Everything that Democrats have been doing this week, all of their arrows have been targeted towards Elon Musk. The Time magazine article that came out this morning, the cover of Time magazine has Elon Musk sitting at the desk in the Oval Office. Elon Musk, that he's the one getting all the darts. And basically they put this out because they're trying to drive a riff between Trump and Elon Musk, and this is for Trump. This is so Trump can see this and get angry at Elon Musk that you're taking all the attention. Trump wants Elon Musk to take the attention. Trump wants Elon Musk to take the darts, so he's not taking the darts. This isn't going to work. You guys are getting played. But I got to play this clip, this super cut from the No Agenda show. Take a listen.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon Musk.
This is
Elon Musk.
That's the Democrats as they're grandstanding all week and during their demonstrations in front of the USAID building. They went to the Department of Labor because that's an agency that is next. They were at the Department of Education this morning, grandstanding, making fools of themselves, and they're all pointing at this guy, Elon Musk. He is the villain. He's the villain, and like I said, they're getting played. Now, the big narrative that there's no one voted for Elon Musk is what they said. No one voted for Doge. Doge is not a real agency. Nobody voted for this, is what they're saying. And that's a lie. People knew exactly. Elon Musk was very active in the campaign. He said what he was going to do. This is the appearance that he did at Madison Square Garden before the election. He said what he was going to do. He talked about Doge before the election. People went out and voted for Trump, and when they voted for Trump, they voted for this right here. Take a listen.
Elon Musk!
Does it, I mean, these people they all voted for Trump. They're all in there. They just have Trump will fix it. These are the signs that they're holding up. And they're cheering for Elon Musk. They're cheering for Elon Musk because Elon Musk was part of the campaign. And this is what Elon Musk promised to do if Trump is elected. And all these people voted for Trump. So they voted for Elon.
All right.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark, gothic MAGA. Well, the energy in this room is incredible.
They're chanting Elon, 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 and you're saying nobody voted for this.
What a great group of people.
All right, I've only got one question for you, and then I'm getting out of here because this is your stage. But we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
$2 trillion.
Yes. $2 trillion.
We can cut $2 trillion out of the budget.
At the end of the day, you're being
People are cheering.
taxed. You're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
All right, so yeah, people voted for this. He said what he was going to do. He said what he was going to do, and yes, people voted for this. The idea that you're saying that no one voted for Elon, you're crazy. We voted for Elon. We voted for Doge. And what he's doing and starting with USAID, again, I just think that was brilliant because it shows like what press secretary says is that the Democrats, you're fighting for foreign aid and you have people that are hurting in the Carolinas. You have people that are hurting in Los Angeles and all over. People that are hurting all over this country, and Democrats are grandstanding for foreign aid. And again, the budget for USAID is 1% of the entire budget. It's actually nominal, but starting there was brilliant because it shows that when they go to other agencies and then the Democrats start putting up a fight and finding some of this waste, fraud, and abuse, they've already exposed themselves. They've already exposed themselves and discredited themselves because they started this fight over foreign aid. And so when we go, so a lot of this stuff that's being reported about USAID, I'll give you an example. So Politico, we found out that $8 million from the federal government went to Politico last year, the news organization Politico. And people were trying to explain it. And then they found out that not the entire 8 million came from the USAID agency. Some of it came from other agencies. And they're like, see, some of this stuff to Politico didn't come from USAID. It came from the Pentagon or whatever. Well, why is the Pentagon giving Politico money? Why is any government agency giving Politico money? And they found out that they were for the subscriptions to Politico Pro or something like this. It's just, oh man, it's a clown show. It's an absolute clown show. But as they go, so USAID is just the first bite. They say, how do you eat a leviathan? One bite at a time. So USAID is just the first bite. And now they want to go to other agencies as well. And Democrats are putting up a fight. that no, we don't want you exposing all the other waste, fraud, and abuse in all these other agencies. What I'm trying to say is that what we're finding out with USAID is just a very small piece. Democrats are putting up a block and saying, no, you're not going to go to these other agencies because these other agencies have more grift. These other agencies have more waste, fraud, and abuse. So that's why they're fighting Doge from now as they're moving from USAID to other agencies. They want them out of the Treasury to seeing where this money's going. People say, no, you didn't vote for this. This is some of this grandstanding that I've been telling you about. This is Representative Robert Garcia. And listen to what he says pertaining to what I just said, that this is only a small part of the grift and the waste, fraud, and abuse in USAID. And listen to what Garcia says about other agencies as Doge goes to these other agencies to find the greater waste, fraud, and abuse and grift.
So every single time that Elon Musk and his Doge crew tries to go to another agency, we got to be there at the agency, stop them, and tell them, hell no, we're going to shut it down.
No, whatever agency they go to. So they're finding this very small 1% of the budget grift in USAID. Brilliant that they started with that. But as they go to the other agencies that have more grift, that have greater waste, fraud, and abuse, Garcia says we're going to be there at the agency. We're going to block them. We're not going to let them go into any of these agencies and find this stuff. This is what they're saying. The smart Democrats, there are some smart Democrats, and they understand what is going on and that Trump is setting a trap for the dumb Democrats. The majority of them are the dumb Democrats, like this guy. But what's his name here? Ro Khanna. Ro Khanna happens to be one of the smart ones. Ro Khanna's not stupid. And look what Ro Khanna says. Ro Khanna says, House Democrat Ro Khanna says, I don't contest Doge. I don't contest, he says. Doge will likely find awful examples of wasteful spending. So what Ro Khanna is saying is that you guys don't fight on this, because as this wasteful spending comes out, you're going to look stupid because you're out grandstanding and fighting against this. And as they expose this stuff, you're walking into the trap. You're going to look stupid is what Ro Khanna says. I don't contest. Doge will likely find awful examples of wasteful spending. He's been in Congress forever. You know, these awful examples of wasteful spending are there. Why don't you come out with it? Why don't you say something about it? Ro Khanna? Great article here from Politico, mind you. Democrats are falling for Trump and Musk's foreign aid trap. It's a trap, is what the author of this article says. I'm going to read a little bit of this. After 3 months of soul searching about how to revive their party, some Democrats this week believe they have finally found a rallying point following Donald Trump's presidential victory. Billionaire Elon Musk campaigned to dismantle federal bureaucracy piece by piece at Trump's behest, starting with the U.S. Agency for International Development, lit a fire under the Democrats' lawmakers. No, that's not what lit the fire. What lit the fire was Adam Kinzinger telling them to go out and grandstand. And then they took his advice and they went out and started grandstanding. Been grandstanding all week for foreign aid. So the USAID lit a fire under many Democrats lawmakers, several of whom rallied Monday outside the USAID headquarters. They've been rallying all week. These two paragraphs, but relaunching the resistance to defend one of the least popular concerns of the federal budget could be a monster miscalculation. And some prominent Democrats told me they have serious strategic reservations about how their party is fighting back. You're walking into Trump's trap. He set a trap for you. You walked into it. When I asked veteran strategist David Axelrod whether Democrats were walking into a trap, quotes, on defending foreign aid, he literally finished my sentence. But Axelrod was Obama's campaign manager, political strategist, smart guy. Axelrod says, finished the reporter's sentence when he said, yeah, they're walking into a trap. Same thing Ro Khanna's saying here. Don't contest this. You guys are walking into a trap. They're walking into a trap. Rahm Emanuel also says, who was Obama's, again, both of these guys come from Obama. Axelrod, Rahm Emanuel was Obama's chief of staff. Former House leader, that's right, and Rahm Emanuel was in Congress for a long time as well. Former House leader, Chicago mayor, diplomat, told me much the same. You don't fight every fight. You don't swing at every pitch. And my view is, while I care about USAID as a former ambassador, that's not the hill I'm going to die on, is what Rahm Emanuel said. Don't die on this hill, Democrats. Well, they're dying on this hill. They're dying on this hill. These are some of the memes that have been put out. It's just glorious. They're dying on this hill. It's absolutely glorious. So this is a clip from CNN where CNN, they're laughing at the Democrats. They're laughing at them on CNN. Again, I don't have the clip set up of Jon Stewart laughing at them on The Daily Show. They're losing their own people, grandstanding for foreign aid. This is, I've never seen anything like this.
Democrats agree that Musk is a problem, but listen to them today. And they have a piñata in search of a stick.
They have a piñata in search of a stick.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be
cringe.
in your asses.
We have days to stop the destruction of our democracy. We have work to do. Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 20.
Listen to that. Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money. No, fool. You guys have your hands on our money. The government has our hands on our money, sending it all over the world for all kinds of nonsense. Elon Musk is exposing you. Tell Elon Musk. And that's the funny thing about these people. Look at this. Maxine Waters front and center. Jeez, man. Come on.
Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
And goddamn it, shut down the city! We are at war!
We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Gretchen.
Yes,
So,
they need the Democrats need a real leader. Okay, they need a real leader, which currently does not exist in the Democratic Party, and they have been caught completely flat-footed with the entire Trump presidency for the last 2 weeks, and Elon Musk. I said on CNN months ago that Elon Musk would be the most influential advisor to President Trump, and that is proving to be true, whether you like it or not. But Democrats should have had a plan for this. They knew it was coming. We say this every single night.
2025.
We knew it.
They're walking right into the trap. They set a trap for you, and the Democrats walked right into it. They look like fools. This was another meme that was going around that I thought was funny. When you're finding fraud and somebody yells stop, that's who's doing the fraud. That's who's doing the fraud. And all the darts are being pointed at Elon Musk. He's taking all the heat, and this is Trump. This is Trump. It's funny because Time Magazine thinks that this is going to get under Trump's skin. They planned this. It's not going to get under Trump's skin that you put Elon Musk behind the desk in the Oval Office like he's the president. Trump wants Elon to take the darts. Elon's taking the darts. Trump wants Elon to take the darts because it takes all the pressure off of him. And then Trump gets to have pictures like this. He gets to do this. Trump's looking like a winner. This is, if you guys haven't seen this, this is the executive order that he signed just the other day to say that your daughters and your granddaughters, they don't have to compete against men in sports.
Watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you some.
Trump looks great. While Elon's taking the darts.
What
Elon.
a nice picture this is, huh?
It's a great picture.
You ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that.
Oh my God!
I want to make this a really good signature.
It's glorious what I'm seeing. It's glorious what I'm seeing. So Elon's taking all the darts. Trump looks like, the great president who's doing things for the American people. He's not taking any of the darts. Elon's taking all the fire, and the only thing that they really have around Elon, their biggest narrative is that he's the richest man in the world. So they're trying to demonize him because he's the richest man in the world, and they're trying to use that against him. That the spooky, Mr. Burns, the richest man in the world, is the one who is cutting funding to the poor children. Look, Muhammad here, he says the richest man on earth is dismantling the organizations that feeds the poorest children. That's the narrative. Democrats are great with narratives. So they've come up with this narrative that the richest man on earth is taking food out of the mouths of the poorest people. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's ridiculous. The State Department has already come out and says that they're granting waivers. They're not eliminating USAID. They're just putting it under the State Department. They still have 300 employees. They're still handing out these waivers and issuing this money to the poorest children. It's just not this grift going on. But the narrative, they're good about narrative, and the narrative they've come up with is that he's the richest man in the world. And because he's the richest man in the world, you cannot trust him because he's the richest man in the world. And I'm going to show you why that's completely ridiculous. Elon Musk donated $290 million to the Trump campaign, or he spent $290 million, through political action and everything that he did to get Trump elected in 2024. $290 million. The FEC filings show. Elon Musk spent more. It says more than $290 million. Just say $300 million. Elon Musk spent $300 million on getting Trump elected. He's the richest man in the world. Well, Democrats have a lot of rich people in their party too that spent a lot of money trying to get Kamala Harris, trying to get first Joe Biden elected and trying to get Kamala Harris elected after Joe Biden dropped out. A lot of rich people. And they're using this fear around it of Elon Musk because he's the richest man in the world. He's worth about $450 billion. But how many Democrat donors do I have to go through, big Democrat donors, to reach the net worth of Elon Musk, which on any given day it can be between 400 billion and 450 billion. So let's just, 450 billion. How many big Democrat donors do I have to go through to reach the net worth of Elon Musk? I'm going to show you something because they're trying to spook you out and say, oh, he's the richest man in the world. You can't trust him because he's the richest man in the world. I'll show you. There's a lot of rich Democrat donors that are running policy over there. Now, everyone's talking about George Soros. And he's the one that everyone likes to talk about and his influence on politics. Rightly so. He's worth $7.2 billion. But if you look right here, he donated $32 billion to charitable causes. So George Soros is getting ready to die. He set up his foundation. He's got multiple foundations, multiple NGOs. But so his net worth isn't really reflective of his input on political on politics here in the United States, but all over the world. he donated the majority of his net worth to his foundation, which when it says charitable causes here, I'll let George Soros in his own words tell you what he means by charitable causes. Take a listen.
I was very much involved in the collapse of the Soviet system. That was my debut as what I call myself a political philanthropist.
Political philanthropy is what George Soros, he calls himself a political philanthropist. And he says that his debut in what he calls himself and what he's been doing over the years in political philanthropy was the destruction of the Soviet Union, is what he says, or bringing down the Soviet Union. So this $32 billion from George Soros that is donated to charitable causes are donated to his political philanthropy. That's what it's donated to. $32 billion donated to his political philanthropy through his NGOs like Open Society, Civil Society, many others. His foundation that now his son runs, Alex, runs the foundation that does the political philanthropy. Look at all these. Oh, Elon Musk, so scary. Richest man in the world. Look at that. Alex was at the White House just a few months ago when Joe Biden gave George Soros the Medal of Freedom. George Soros didn't show up. His son Alex showed up to accept the Medal of Freedom from Joe Biden, and then Joe Biden on his way out during his farewell address, he's warning of an oligarchy. An oligarchy is taking shape. Fool, you just gave George Soros a Medal of Freedom. Look at this. Look at Alex, who runs the foundation, who runs the $32 billion that his father donated for his political philanthropy. Alex is running that. And you see Alex here with Schumer, Alex with Tim Walz, Alex with Harris, Alex with Obama, Alex with Adam Schiff, Alex getting the Medal of Freedom from Joe Biden, Alex with Jasmine Crockett, Alex with Pete Buttigieg, Alex with Nancy Pelosi, Alex with Warnock, Alex with the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, Alex with Elizabeth Warren. What's going on here? But we still haven't gotten to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. We still haven't gotten to his $450 billion. Well, what about this guy? Bill Gates. Bill Gates' net worth is $123 billion. Now we're getting up there. Bill Gates is worth $123 billion. But much like what Soros has done with his political philanthropy and giving all that money to his NGOs, to his foundations and stuff like that, Bill Gates runs his political philanthropy through his foundation. The Bill and Nancy Gates Foundation is one of the largest charitable organizations. Here's what we know. What's the endowment of the Bill? $75.2 billion is their endowment. $75 billion. $75.2 billion is the endowment of the Bill and Nancy Gates Foundation, and they do their political philanthropy through the foundation. So Bill Gates is worth $123 billion, but his foundation, the endowment of his foundation is $75 billion. They do political philanthropy through this. You can see here, Bill Gates, a major donor to the Democrat Party. Oh, Elon Musk, the scary billionaire, richest man in the world. We're so scared of Elon Musk. All right. Who we got next? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett does his political plan. Warren Buffett is one of the major contributors to the Bill and Nancy Gates Foundation and their political philanthropy. But he donates directly to Democrats and supported Democrats directly over the years, going back to Obama. Benefits from it too. I can show you directly how he benefits from his political philanthropy, through his railroads, through his insurance companies, through Berkshire Hathaway. I can show you how Warren Buffett has contributed to Democrats and received a financial benefit for his contributions to the Democratic Party. So what we got now? We're up to like what, 250 billion, or almost, if you include the money that Soros donated to his foundation, what? Right around almost 300 billion. Let's say 270 billion is where I think we are. 270 billion. And then who else we got? Who else is here? Ooh, Michael Bloomberg. Ooh, Michael Bloomberg. 96 billion. 96 billion. Now we're getting up there. A scary Elon Musk with his 450 billion. I got four big Democrat donors that are just scratching the surface of or just under what Elon Musk owns, or his net worth as one person. Yes, Elon Musk is one person with $450 billion. But I got four guys that equal Elon Musk's net worth that are major contributors to the Democratic Party and have been driving policy in the Democratic Party and donating to the Democratic Party for a long time. Michael Bloomberg here, 96 billion. Who else we got? Oh, Steve Ballmer, major contributor to the Democratic Party. It was Joe Biden's biggest contributor in the 2020 race. Steve Ballmer is worth 144 billion. So I think we're right around there to where Elon Musk is with his 450 billion. And you got all these billionaires in the Democratic Party that are driving policy for the Democratic Party, that are donating to the Democratic Party. Now, Elon Musk donated 300 million, we're going to say. Just it says more than 290. So it's 300 million. We're going to say that Elon Musk donated to Trump. It still didn't scratch the surface of what Kamala Harris raised in just a matter of weeks when she became the nominee. Harris raises almost 1.5 billion to surge past Trump. She raised more money than Trump. She spent more money than Trump. Where'd all this money come from that Kamala Harris raised in a matter of weeks? 1.5 billion. You think it came from individual donors through Act Blue? You think that she got all these individual small donors to donate $1.5 billion to her, but she loses the popular vote? Come on, people. These are big donors, big money that came in so she could get 1.5 billion to surge past Trump in the election. Where'd all this money come from? From Kamala Harris. So even with Elon Musk dropping 300 million to help Trump, Kamala Harris was still outspending Trump. Not only her campaign, her super PAC, the super PAC, Future Forward PAC. Future Forward. Let's read a little bit about Future Forward, because a lot of people don't know about Future Forward. Future Forward Political Action Committee was the largest single candidate super PAC in the 2024 presidential election. This is the largest super PAC for Kamala Harris. Organized by Chauncey McLean, who formerly worked for the Obama campaign. When the PAC formed in 2020, the Biden campaign initially worried that it was created to support the Trump campaign. It later became apparent that the PAC was instead raised $100 million for the Biden. So they raised $100 million for Biden. How much did they raise for Kamala Harris in 2024? Where's Future Forward? I thought I had the Future Forward article. Where's the Future Forward? Oh, here it is right here. Future Forward. 90 million. This is actually, 90 million is what they raised. So let's just say $1 billion is what Future Forward raised. Where's this money coming from? $1 billion to this PAC. Where's this money coming from? Billionaires. Let's go back here to the Wikipedia page for Future Forward. Here, let's read this. After Biden withdrew from the election, the PAC shifted its messaging to the 2024 Kamala Harris presidential campaign. It raised over 900 million actually, and conducted millions of voter surveys and produced thousands of ads. Michael Bloomberg, who we're just looking at his net value, almost $100 billion. Michael Bloomberg and Bill Gates, we just looked at Bill Gates, his net worth, 120 billion, but he manages his political philanthropy through the Gates Foundation, which has a endowment of 75 billion. Bill Gates, Michael Bloomberg and Bill Gates both reportedly donated 50 million to the PAC. Gates' donation was made to Future Forward USA action arm of to Future Forward USA action arm of the Future Forward USA action arm of Future Forward. So what that means is, which does not disclose its donors. It is notable for its secrecy and its deeply analytical approach. Bill Gates donated through the action arm of Future Forward, which is they donate in secrecy. But $50 million, both Bill Gates and Michael Bloomberg. That's $100 million. That's $100 million from two people. Yes, Elon Musk donated $290 million, but I got two guys right here, two billionaires. Between the two, that's $100 million right there by himself. And the PAC itself raised $900 million. So I'm sure there's some other billionaires in there that gave to this PAC so they could reach this $900 million. So together with the 1.5 billion that the campaign raised and 900 billion, and so you're talking about $2.4 billion that Kamala Harris had at her disposal, and you're worried about Elon Musk? He's the richest man in the world. Oh, I gotta be afraid of Elon Musk because he's the richest man in the world. This is ridiculous, people. This is ridiculous. The fundraiser that Obama and Clooney and Julia Roberts did with Joe Biden in LA before he had to drop out. I've explained this to you. Right here. So a glitterily event where the top ticket purchase was $500,000, $500,000 for a ticket to come and see Julia Roberts and Obama and Clooney. Who's got money to spend just for a ticket to come to this campaign event for Joe Biden to just drop a house, a small house in California? Not even a bit. You can't even get a house for $500,000 in California. A condo in California, $500,000. And then I think it was another, you want to take a picture with these clowns, it was another $250,000 just to take a picture with them. Who's got money like that? Just Elon? Elon's the only one who's got money like that? Don't be ridiculous, people. Don't be ridiculous. Larry Fink. Larry Fink's not worth hundreds of billions like those other guys. He's worth, right here, it says about 1.2 billion is his net worth. Just 1 billion. That's not a lot of money in comparison to Elon and Bill Gates and all these other guys. But Larry Fink runs BlackRock. He's the CEO of BlackRock. Look at how much money BlackRock has under management. $11.5 trillion. $11.5 trillion under management is what Larry Fink manages there at BlackRock. Mike Donlin, he and his brother, the Donlin brothers, Thomas Donlin. Who are these guys? Well, Thomas Donlin is the chairman of BlackRock. Let's read what it says here. Thomas Donlin is an American lawyer, business executive, former government official who served as the 22nd National Security Advisor to Obama. From 2010 to 2013, Donlin also worked in the Carter Clinton administration. So he's a Democrat. He is now the chairman of BlackRock with $11.5 trillion under management. Chairman of BlackRock, major Democrat. Oh, but you're worried about Elon and all his money. Oh, Elon, richest man in the world. They got $11 trillion under management at BlackRock. Democrats, they're running policy too. Look at his brother, Mike Donlin. Mike Donlin is an American attorney, campaign consultant, who was longtime advisor to Joe Biden, the 46th president of the United States. He was the chief strategist to Biden's 2020 campaign. His brother's the chairman of BlackRock, where they have $11.5 trillion under management. But you're worried about Elon. Now, I don't know that I fully trust Elon. I don't know that, he is the richest man in the world. I don't know what his motives are, but I know that I trust him a lot more than I trust those Democrats that are standing out in front of the agencies and saying that we're going to block you from doing audits. Elon Musk has gained some trust with me because when the thing is that I wish that I could have, if it was 4 years ago and I was naming some of these billionaires that, just 4 years ago, I could have put Jeff Bezos in with the Democrats because he was loyal to the Democrats. Now, he was at Trump's inauguration, so I can't really say that Jeff Bezos is loyal to the Democrats. I think he's doing what he needs to be done for his businesses, but now he's moved over, so I can't really put it. Zuckerberg, same thing, 200 billion. I can't really. Elon used to be a Democrat. All these people, Trump used to be a Democrat, billionaire used to be a Democrat, but Elon, he charted his transition and how he started to become more right wing, that he was forced into the right wing as the Overton window started to shift. As he saw what was happening with Twitter in Trump's first term and during the Biden early part of the Biden administration, how they manipulated the Hunter Biden laptop story, how they were censoring people. He called Twitter the public square. He put his money where his mouth is. The whole reason that he bought Twitter is because he saw the censorship going on. He saw how they were shaping the media story. So then he buys Twitter, but he not only acquires Twitter, he releases the Twitter file. He gives Matt Taibbi, Barry Weiss, he gives Lee Fang, Michael Schellenberg, who are journalists. He gives them access to all of the records at Twitter, everything that Twitter was doing before Elon Musk bought the company. It shows all the government intervention and government forcing Twitter to kill stories and how they were shaping the media stories. And he's open about it. He opens it all up. Now, again, I don't know. Now he's trying to take Twitter and make it a payment system. He wants to make it a bank. I don't know that I fully trust Elon, but I trust him a lot more than I trust him because he's demonstrated that. And the Twitter files is one, him purchasing Twitter and making it X. It's a much better platform now. So he's gained some trust with me, and I actually like what he's doing with Doge. And I think that I want to see more of it. I want to point this out. This is one of the events that there are many events that Democrats did this week where they're out together, small little crowd. They're called their supporters out to hold signs and stuff. And they're just grandstanding and demonizing Elon Musk and defending foreign aid. This is all about the USAID. But again, USAID just scratches the surface. This needs to be done with every single agency. But I want you to pay attention to this minstrel show, Jasmine Crockett. So she's a rising star in the Democratic Party, and she puts on this minstrel show. She was educated in private school, a private school that costs $20,000-$30,000 a year for her to attend. She's been very well educated, but she puts on this ghetto performance. It's a minstrel show. And I used to think that this was for black voters, but no, this is not for black voters. This is for white liberals. White liberals eat this stuff up because they kind of like romanticize her as like, oh, she's the next Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King. So she does this minstrel act. I want you to take a listen to this, and then I'm going to point something out to you.
Thank you. Because every day that we show up in D.C., we show up for you. We know who we work for. We know that we work
You're defending
for the
foreign
American people.
aid.
And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now.
Go ahead.
This is why I'm not going to be able to preach, because I probably won't be able to stop cussing.
Take your time.
But let me tell y'all something. I know some of y'all have been frustrated, and you've been saying, we're Democrats, we're our leaders.
No one's been saying that.
You that we ain't never left y'all.
No,
right?
No one's been saying that.
Here.
We kicked you guys out of office is what we did. No one's been saying we're the Democrats. We want y'all gone. You guys are nuts. But what I wanted to point out, because they're in front of the USAID building, doing this grandstanding, demonizing Elon Musk because he's the richest man in the world. He's got billions of dollars to influence politics. And I want you to notice this person right here on the left-hand corner of Jasmine Crockett. This is my congresswoman, my representatives. Her name is Sarah Jacobs. And it's funny that she's sitting there lurking behind Jasmine Crockett as Jasmine Crockett is complaining about this billionaire and the influence of this billionaire in politics and how we can't trust this billionaire. Who is Sarah Jacobs? Who is my congresswoman? Sarah Jacobs, Josephine Jacobs, is an American politician serving as U.S. representatives of California's 51st congressional district. It was previously the 53rd in San Diego. And Jacobs was born in Del Mar, California, San Diego. Her grandfather is businessman and Qualcomm founder, Irwin Jacobs. And Irwin Jacobs is a billionaire, tech billionaire. He founded Qualcomm. He's worth $1.2 billion. But she got her start in politics because of her father's money. Her grandfather, Irwin Jacobs, was a major donor to Barack Obama. He funded Barack Obama's entire campaign and reelection. Not the entire thing, but he was a major fundraiser. Barack Obama would often come out to San Diego and do these fundraisers with Irwin Jacobs. And because Irwin Jacobs was such a big donor to Obama, that when Obama was elected, he brought Sarah Jacobs on to his campaign, gave her her start in politics. This is the way how things work. Her billionaire grandfather funds and helps fund Obama's election, and then she gets a job in the Obama administration and kickstarts her political career. And then when the person who had her congressional district, another Jewish American princess who's a friend of the family, when Susan Davis decided to retire after her long career in Congress, they set it up. And her grandfather, billionaire grandfather, put a bunch of money behind it, and they did spent all of this money to get her elected to Susan Davis's seat. This is how she got her seat. Her billionaire grandfather, and it's funny that she's sitting there lurking behind Jasmine Crockett as Jasmine Crockett's complaining about tech billionaires having political influence and influencing the politics. And Susan and Sarah Jacobs is just there looking, I hope she's not talking about me. But I want you to listen to Sarah Jacobs in her own words, defending USAID and why what Elon and Trump are doing is bad.
Hi, everybody. I'm Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. I represent San Diego. And I'm also proud to serve as the ranking member on the Subcommittee of Africa and Global Development. But most importantly, before I was in Congress, I worked on international conflict resolution with many of you.
In the Obama administration.
And it's clear to me that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have no idea how foreign aid works. And you know how I know this? Because I literally had to do a video teaching Nancy Mace why what USAID does prevents terrorism.
Wow. Listen to what she says. So I literally had to, like some Valley Girl, I literally had to teach Nancy Mace what foreign aid is. I'm going to show you the video where she teaches Nancy Mace what foreign aid is. This is so embarrassing that this woman is in Congress. This is my representative, people.
And you know how I know this? Because I literally had to do a video teaching Nancy Mace why what USAID does prevents terrorism.
Whoa! So I want to show you the video that she does addressing Nancy Mace and explaining to her, Nancy Mace, how USAID prevents terrorism. No, USAID funds terrorism, woman.
Well, I explain to you how USAID actually prevents terrorism, starting with eyeliner.
This is my congresswoman.
I actually looked at violent extremism and things that create it when I worked at the State Department. And here's what we know. In communities where there aren't opportunities to make a livelihood and support your family, those are the areas that you see an increase in violent extremism, because those are the kind of conditions that allow violent extremist groups to come in.
This is embarrassing.
And say that they can actually.
This is embarrassing. Woman, you worked for an administration that gave arms to ISIS. You work for an administration that funded ISIS, and you're talking about that USAID prevents terrorism, and that if we didn't have USAID, there'd be more terrorists. You worked for the Obama administration, girl. You guys gave weapons to Sunni extremists in Syria that became ISIS. You gave weapons to Al Qaeda. What are you talking about? But she wouldn't even have her job. Her billionaire grandfather. Do you see how stupid this woman is? The only way that she's got a job in Congress is because of her billionaire grandfather. And she's sitting there complaining about the influence of billionaires in politics. This is all ridiculous. This is all ridiculous. I want you to listen to, we're going to get into what a USAID really does. I don't have a lot of time, but I have a couple of clips that talks about what the mission of USAID really is and what they've really been doing. Well, Sarah Jacobs, let me let her finish her little speech here.
Let's be clear. This is bad for people. This is going to hurt people all over the world. This is going to hurt our national security.
National security.
But probably most importantly, this is illegal. What Elon Musk is doing is illegal. Only an act of Congress can eliminate USAID because
they're not
Congress
eliminating
is
it.
Who created USAID?
It was created by executive order by JFK.
And that's why this week I'll be introducing legislation to push back on Elon Musk's illegal takeover of USAID. And when I do, I need every single one of you on the phone to all of these Republicans who for years have said they care about this and put them on the record.
She's right about that. She's right about that. There's a lot of Republicans that don't want Elon to get to this grift, because what you got to understand, Republicans, they've been passing these bills with this funding for USAID. And a lot of Republicans have been defending. This is not about party. It's not about Democrat or Republican. This is, when there's a lot of Republicans that are right now that want the Democrats to be successful, but they can't come out and fight because they expose themselves. But they don't want Elon to go and expose this grift either, a lot of these Republicans. So she's right about that.
On the phone to all of these Republicans who for years have said they care about this and put them on the record. But let's be clear, this is illegal and it is a coup.
It's a coup.
It is a power grab meant to silence critics, and let's be clear, while USAID might be first, it is not going to be the last.
Hopefully, that's the thing they understand. The USAID, 1% of the budget, a mere $50 billion budget. Yes, this is not the first. This is not the last. This is the first bite of the leviathan, but it's not the last bite. And they're going to move to other agencies. They're worried about that. Let's real quick, I want to play a couple of clips that explains what USAID really does. This is a group that supports color revolutions all over the world. This clip was going viral. The group with the Che Guevara shirts, and then you see USAID here. There's this other clip that's been going viral. Terrorists with the bazooka, USAID. USAID does covert foreign policy. USAID reminds me a lot of what these guys did. If you know who this is John Foster Dulles and his brother Alan Dulles. And then in the 1950s under the Eisenhower administration, John Foster Dulles was Eisenhower's Secretary of State, and Alan Dulles was Eisenhower's Director of Central Intelligence. And these guys, the State Department and Central Intelligence used to do foreign policy, the CIA doing covert foreign policy, and then the State Department doing overt foreign policy. And the two brothers, they would work together on this. This great book called The Brothers that explains how John Foster Dulles and Alan Dulles ran foreign policy from the CIA and the State Department. USAID is now under the State Department, but it was loosely connected to the State Department. And this is what USAID really does. It does color revolutions. It supports terrorism and overthrows overthrowing governments around the world. Take a listen.
Well, that's because USAID is one of the most disturbing organizations in the entire federal government. It may rank number one, in fact. USAID is under the cloak of being a humanitarian aid organization.
The cloak of being humanitarian aid.
Policy
the cloak.
Is assigned the dirtiest tasks that the State Department can't get caught doing, and that used to be done directly by the CIA. But USAID is able to act as essentially a covert operations division in the way that the CIA used to, except it's not even bound by the requirement of a presidential finding to authorize
Absolutely.
a covert operation that the CIA does, which is why what you've seen for the past 2 decades is that most of the international scandals involving spycraft have had to deal with USAID rather than CIA. And if you understand the CIA's history with money laundering, you'll begin to get a glimpse at the size of the problem with USAID and why they won't let.
Yeah, it's just 1%. It's just 1%. It's a small amount of the grift. I have this one more clip. This guy's clip was, or you know what? I'm going to play this one instead because this one is Senator Chris Murphy, and he admits what you just heard Ben's just say. Take a listen.
Senator from Connecticut, Senator Chris Murphy.
So, Elon Musk has been floating all sorts of awful, terrible conspiracy theories about what happens at USAID. Let's make it very clear that every single day, America is safer because of what happens at USAID. USAID fights terrorist groups all across this world.
Fights terrorist
making sure that we address the underlying causes for a retreat to terrorism. USAID chases China all around the world, making sure that China doesn't monopolize contracts for critical minerals and port infrastructure all around the world. It supports freedom fighters everywhere in this world. Up until yesterday, delivering firewood, for instance,
freedom
to the
fighters. They support freedom
defenders
fighters
on the Eastern Front.
Freedom fighters is what they do. So Chris Murphy's admitting, what Ben says that this is part of the CIA. This is part of intelligence operations. I have one more clip. I want you to watch this guy's clip, and then I'm going to play us out because... All right, listen to this guy.
USAID and liberal imperialists are freaking out. The United States Agency for International Development is not an aid organization. It's an organization the United States uses to implement regime change and project soft power throughout the world. Samantha Power, the head of USAID under Joe Biden, even wrote a book on how you use aid and liberal social issues as a front to implement regime change. USAID spent their time brainwashing locals with US propaganda, then paying them a no-show salary so they can protest 24/7 with the goal of destabilizing the government on behalf of the US empire. USAID even set up fake aid clinics.
He's reading from Samantha Power's books, and Samantha Power ran USAID under Biden. I don't have time to go into more of this. But yeah, that's what's going on. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see what happens over the weekend. It's been very interesting first 3 weeks of the Trump administration, and the Democrats are crashing out hard. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys on Monday.